What's going on, guys? So, finally got to break out the TIG today and actually use a TIG and not a stick welder for once. Got my bottle argon, still, which I heard back from primeweld, and that was 2 days, I believe, after whatever day it was that I emailed them about the regulator, and they emailed me back and said new one sent shipped today. So I'm still waiting on that, but as of right now, the way I'm using it is I just basically can't. I bent it back as the best I could and tried to get it to be usable, so nothing's leaking in the back side of it now that it's straight again. But I could see how much pressure I'm using, but I just can't see how much is left in the bottle, which isn't really a problem because it works for now. But I'm still waiting for that to come back, and it's been a little bit longer than I expected. I mean, they said it's been over a week now since they shipped it. I'm not exactly sure how many days, but I was expecting to get it within 4-5 days, and it's been a little longer than that. So but yeah, finally got to break out the TIG, and the only thing I've welded with it so far is stainless, and these are just a couple of pieces of random exhaust pipe. I think it's this 3-inch, some V-bands and stuff I had laying around. These are just all my, adjusting the settings, seeing how it worked. Basically more or less messing with the pulse settings, because like I said, with me not really having any experience TIGging, I've never really set up for pulsing. I've used pulsing, but that's just settings that someone has already set up that I kind of just went with the flow and tried my best with it. So today is the first day I'm actually setting up a pulse setting by myself, trying to figure out basically what amperage I should be using, how much post flow I should be using. And so today's project was on my Z. Clearly it's all jacked up in the freaking air right now because I don't have a lift here, but these are exhaust ISR, and those are going to need changed soon enough. Which the whole deal with this is I'm trying to put V-bands on it. I hate the bolts. I mean, they're just so hard to get to underneath the car. V-bands are so much easier and simplified. But so on my test pipes, actually I seen that their welds had cracked, and that's where I re-welded it here. But there was a huge hairline crack in it, and I think there's another small one somewhere, if I remember. I'm not really too sure where it's at, but there's another small hairline crack in this thing somewhere. Just stress, I guess, bolted straight from the header, which it has flex pipes on her, so I wouldn't see why it would crack like that, but it did. So, but yeah, this is the first actual weld I've done with this welder, and it's pretty inconsistent, which I really don't have a good setup here. I mean, I'm literally just using a kitchen chair and this vise here, just kinda, I'm using what I have. So until I get something better set up, a nice area here to TIG with, this is what I have to use. And hopefully, I can get a lot better pretty quick. I'm not a horrible welder, but not the best. But these are what's going on. I'm just cutting these off, putting V-bands on there, and then the 3-inch one also is going to be getting cut off, and I'm putting a V-band on it, which, like an idiot, for some reason I thought I had 2 or 3 sets of 3-inch V-bands here, which I only had one, and that's the one. So whatever. I got my 2.5-inch ones though. I got 3 of those, which I only need 2. Go figure. But yeah, the welder seems to work great, and I think that anybody with a lot of experience would get a hang of using this thing quickly, because there's just so many settings on it to use that I don't really know. I've never really used that many settings on it. There's like the 2T and 4T, which is all those functions that right now I'm not going to mess with trying to set up, because for me, I really only need, I could pedal it instead of using that pulse, but the pulse seems to work extremely good, so I'm trying to get better with that. And yeah, until I get a better setup in here, somewhere to actually TIG and be lower, because this desk here is just so high, it's really hard to just get a good angle and height, and basically my welds are so inconsistent because I'm just freehanded. I mean, I have nowhere to lay my arm at to try and keep it steady. I'm basically just elbows in the air, you know, just as steady as my hand can be, as steady as my weld's gonna be. So yep, that's my project for today. Trying to get this thing back up and running without a bunch of leaks. And I know you guys can probably see that weird piece on the screen, which I don't know how, but somehow the lens on my GoPro decided it was gonna crack. And I guess it just happened overnight, because yesterday it wasn't cracked. So I don't know if I just laid it down on something too hard, but... And another thing I want to throw out there, guys, is that my phone for some reason will not let me edit 4K videos on the GoPro app. I don't know if it is just 4K specifically, but it just keeps stating that it cannot edit any videos. So all these videos that I post, if I post a 3-minute video, a 4-minute video, you know, a 1-minute video, just trying to finish the one video I'm trying to make in the first place, I have to post them in separate videos, because it will not let me bridge any videos together. It won't let me edit anything out of the videos. It's just, I can basically share the video and post it to YouTube or Instagram, whatever I want to post it to. So until I can get that figured out, just bear with me, guys, because there's nothing I can really do at this point. I don't have any kind of other editing software, which if anybody sees this and you guys know of any like cheap editing softwares, because I don't need nothing crazy, 3D imagery or nothing like that. I mean, I basically just need to be able to take 2 or 3 small videos and put them together, or delete a couple small sections of a video. And I don't want to spend $100 or $200 on some kind of software that I'm really not going to use all that much for something like that. But yeah, as far as primeweld goes, I mean, $800, you get a $200 torch. I say you can't beat it, but to each their own. I mean, hey, everybody can give it a shot and see how it does for them. But for as cheap as they are, man, I'd say go ahead and grab one, and especially for a beginner, because like I said, this is really the first time I've tried to set up pulsing and all this, and so far it seemed to work extremely well, and it was pretty easy. It definitely helps when you got somebody giving you tips too. I mean, a buddy of mine, he's been tigging and migging for I don't know how long, years and years, ever since high school, and he's given me a lot of pointers that really helped me out. So I'd say for beginners, guys, this is a great machine to grab for the price range. Definitely don't go to Harbor Freight and buy their garbage, because some people say good, some people say bad, but I don't know. I'd say if you're gonna spend the money, you might as well do it right the first time and have something that's gonna last you a couple of years, instead of just blowing money that you're gonna have to replace in a year or two anyways when you get better. So that's just my second sense, but I'll keep you guys informed and show you guys when all these V-bands are all on here and back up underneath the car, and see how my welds look by the end of all these V-bands in putting on instead of that was my first one. So we'll see how they look by the end of 2, 3, 4, 6 more welds. All right, guys.